you there! Check for my son if there are still these games in stock. Sorry, Karen, I don't know about that. You can call the store to ask. What? You dare refuse a customer? I will report you to your manager. Oh, Karen, please. This is McDonald's, and I work at GameStop. I'm just trying to have a lunch over here. Now, for every like this video gets, one video game will be taken away from Karen. So please, smash that thumbs up and notification buttons. To the story. I work at GameStop. This is a McDonald's. So last holiday season, when I still worked for the good old GameStop, there was a McDonald's a block away that I decided to go for my lunch break. We don't have a uniform per se, we just have to wear either a nice shirt or one that we sell and some pants with our name tag on. I'm standing in line after ordering my food, and this kid and his mom are standing a couple feet away from me, and I hear the following. Mom, it's okay, she works there, she'll be able to tell you. Kid, yeah mom, but she looks like she's on her break. Mom, oh, it doesn't matter. Ask her, so we don't have to waste a trip. I kind of roll my eyes, but turn to the kid when he walks over and ask him what's up. He then asked me if my store had some random, obscure PS3 game in stock. I kind of smiled, shrugged, and said I had no idea. You'd have to call and ask or go up there and check. The mom gets really huffy when she hears that, and is like, we don't want to waste all that time if you don't have it. So if you could just look it up on your phone, that would be great. At this point, my food is ready, so I grab it and just shake my head at the lady. Sorry, but I'd have to be a computer to do that. Listen, I have to go. I only have like 10 minutes left of my break, and I haven't eaten yet. Just call the store and they can check for you. I just kind of book it out from there and go back to the store and eat. A little bit later, the pair comes into the store and the lady tries to report me to my manager for refusing to help her at McDonald's. My manager just laughs at her and says I wasn't on the clock or even in the store, so she can't help her. We didn't have the game, by the way. Well, it's sad to see that when a child has more common sense than the parent. The second story, another suburban mom at Hot Topic. I saw the earlier post about soccer mom in Hot Topic and it reminded me of my own story. One day, I decided to go into Hot Topic with my girlfriend. I'm dressed in my black combat boots, black jeans, black shirt, piercings, etc. I'm sorting through a rack of clearance stuff, seeing if there's anything in my size. A woman is standing on the other side looking at the wall of shirts. I start walking in that direction when she grabs my attention. Excuse me? I need to find this shirt in a large and I cannot seem to find it. Judging by the fact that she's a middle-aged woman, looking like she's on the local PTA, and is currently looking for Blink 182 shirt, she's definitely shopping for her kid. I take a look at the shirt, find it, and grab a large. I hand it to her, and take the other shirt and put it back. Oh, I must have missed that. Thank you so much. I also wanted to ask about this sale you have on denim, is it? I'm sorry ma'am, I actually don't work here. I said, smiling like an embarrassed kid. I basically was. She just stops with the same smiling face and says, what? I'm sorry ma'am, but I don't work here. I have no idea about this sale. She puts her head in her hands and just starts laughing. Oh, I'm so sorry. You should grab an application. It seems like they could use you here. I joke with her that I was in there enough to know where everything was and I might just look into that application. She thanked me and walked to the dressing where, surprise, her daughter was changing. All I hear before I walk away is, oh my god, you'll never believe what I just did. Very wholesome interaction. 10 out of 10 would help sweet suburban mom helping her kid to get her rock on. Well, that's a nice confrontation for once. Glad she wasn't one of those crazy ones. The third story by /best waste of time. So you can shop but I can't? A few years back, I was a store manager for a denim brand in a big mall. One day, somebody drove into a power pole or something, and one half of the mall's power went out. Luckily for my team and I, we were on the now dark side. Power outages are generally loved in retail because you have to have all the customers leave the store due to safety. Then, if you're lucky, it's too dark to accomplish any work. To sit and you wait and get paid. Nice. At least until an impatient customers come along and expect the circumstances and their rules to be different for them. It will just be us, says the 40-something father next to his clearly embarrassed 15-years-old-ish son. We will be really quick. We only want to try on a couple pairs. Bottom line, and the easiest excuses include, it's against the policy, and or, I cannot put your safety at risk. I was feeling frisky and went with, sir, even if you could see what you were doing in here, I don't have the ability to ring up your purchase, so unfortunately, no. He was annoyed, but they walked away. I had been looking into getting a new phone at the time, and like every mall, there was a cell phone kiosk right outside my store. It was daytime, so the skylights allowed me to still see my options. While talking with the cell phone guys, I get a text from a coworker inside the store. It just said, turn around. Standing at my store again is the man and his, I don't want to be here, son. And the way the man looked at me can only be described as the best resting tramp face a man in cargo shorts can accomplish. After a few more minutes, I head back to my store where the man says to me, so you can shop but I don't? Retail employees rarely get their way, so I decided to truly enjoy this moment. With the biggest, happiest of the customer service smiles, I responded, sir, you're absolutely right. Enjoy your day. He later returned to inform me that he'd bought our products at Macy's and gotten them 30% off. Oh, and that I should be ashamed of myself. To which I replied, once again, with the biggest of my smiles, Macy's carries our outlet line, which are 40% off online currently. I hope you enjoy our products. Sometimes the customer isn't right and it feels so good. Oh, that was great. The father thought he was so clever. I bet his kid really appreciated how cool his dad was after that. The fourth story. I'm not a rental boyfriend for hire. There was a girl in my high school that wasn't straight and had parents that were very against the idea of being so. I basically agreed to be her beard for 2 years on high school because they often pressured her into getting one and asked if she was a lesbian beforehand. We had kissed in pictures on an account she used that her siblings saw, and other people had found it and knew the story of why we did what we did. Fast track to about a week ago, I ran into someone else that knew me, but I didn't know them from high school at a party, and they said they wanted to seem successful with a boyfriend that was doing well and was okay looking. Dialogue is roughly as follows. Her, so could you come to a dinner for Christmas with me and seem super into me? Me, that is weird and I don't know you that well. Her, well, you did it for old Fran and took the money, so why not me? Am I not pretty enough to fake date? Me, well, I wasn't paid to do that. It was a favor. And I once again don't know you and don't want to spend my Christmas faking being intertwined into another family dynamic. Her, so I'm not pretty enough or you assume I don't have enough money? At this point, multiple of her friends are saying that I'm already a rental boyfriend for hire, then why not do it? Unless I think she's too ugly or something. Me, I think this is a gross exaggeration of what it was. I'm not that cheap and don't do anything like this for money. They start saying they will pull a fund together for this, and I assume this is some kind of drunk chick thing and walk away. I later am asked to leave for calling them ugly. I didn't, and I'm called a butthole by assortment of women on the way out. Was there a better way to handle this, or drunk people are just looking for a reason to be mad? Drunk people looking for a reason to be mad. That is true. Or just generally, people trying to be a jerk, drunk or not, looking for a reason to be mad. The fifth story by Cynical Sins, Karens of all types. Okay, so this one is going to be a little different than what most of you are used to. I work on the West Coast running my own business as a cybersecurity consultant. I'm 35 and have been in this business for a very long time. I have around 10 employees, however. The one we just hired is a special case, very special. She's one of the dumbest smart people I know, and her attitude says she graduated with honors from an Ivy League school, and that means she owns you. Since I'm the owner of the business, I leave most duties to my senior security engineers, so she probably only seen me a few times in the 3 months she worked for me. Cast: K equals to Karen, me equals to yours truly, MF, manager friend. I was out shopping for supplies in the office, and I decided I was gonna stop by my local Sam's Club for some lunch. I used to work there when I was in my early 20s, and I was friends with the now manager of the specific store while we were the cashiers together. It's worth mentioning that, since I was heading to the office after this, I was dressed in my formal business attire. I promise it comes into play later. The Sam's Club Cafe has some of the best food in my opinion for the price that they offer. I finish my food and have a chat with manager friend. Manager friend leaves to go to do manager things, and I go to throw away my paper plate that was provided to me for my pizza when I start hearing screaming coming from the cafe counter, which isn't even 10 feet away. I look over to see what is happening. Karen: what do you mean you're out of frozen yogurt? Do you idiots ever keep anything stocked? This was a common thing to happen in the summer since everyone loves their frozen yogurt. Karen looks at me and rushes over. Manager, you're going to do something about this. I want that C-word tramp fired right this instant. He was rude and called me a tramp for asking for frozen yogurt. Me, I don't work. She cut me off before I could continue, but it was then I started to realize she looked familiar. Karen: I don't care. You will fire this little wimpy butt brat right now, or I'm contacting corporate over this. After that, it clicked. She is my employee. Me: I cannot do anything for you because I don't work here. I thought about telling her, but I wanted to see where this goes. Karen jabs her finger into my chest as hard as she can and twists it. Listen, you retard. I don't know who you think you are, but I'm leagues smarter than you. The only reason you work here is because you are a reject who couldn't finish college. I almost busted out laughing at that comment, but I composed myself. At this point, the actual manager, MF, comes running over and asks what was wrong. Before I could explain, Karen steps in. Karen: he, pointing at me, hit me and verbally mocked me while refusing to fire this employee. The girl behind the cafe counter, who at this point looked visibly horrified. And as his boss, you better fire him this instant. If you don't, I will have all of your jobs, you insignificant clowns. Yes, she really said that. She called us clowns. How ironic. Me, pretty much fed up now, I revealed my real identity. Karen: I'm insert name here, the owner of insert company name here, the consultancy you work for. We just hired you a couple months ago, right? I showed her my badge with title name and a picture on it. Her face turned whiter than snow. Manager friend: I saw her jabbing her finger into you. The cops are already on their way. I didn't think it was possible, but her face turned even whiter than it was before. She looked like she was about to hurl. Anyway, the cop shows up, look at the security footage, and without even asking me anything, they handcuff her and take her away. They talk to me and ask if I wanted to press charges, and I said yes. Court date pending. And later find out from manager friend that she yanked the cafe girl by the collar, slapped her, and pushed her back before I had seen her yelling. I asked the cops if I could have a word with her before they drove her away since she's my employee. They said yes, and I walked up to her, sitting in the cop car, handcuffed behind her back. She's about to speak, but I held my finger up in front of her face. Me: for someone who graduated with honors at insert Ivy League school here, you're pretty dumb. I was never impressed with your work, and now that you're here, I doubt you'll ever get a job in the security field again. Don't bother showing up for work anymore. I had to add that last part cause I knew she'd beat out on bail. Her husband is pretty wealthy too. Never thought I'd run into a Karen that actually worked for me. Lamau? Oh, this is like the ultimate twist. To the final story, I screamed bloody murder in a store to get a Karen to leave me alone. One day, I was shopping at a local Walmart and had my headphones in. These headphones are incredibly nice and a gift for my parents. I had just gotten off work and was in my business casual, khakis, and a plain gray polo. No logo, nothing to indicate that I worked at Walmart. I was looking in the freezer section for some ice cream for dessert that night when someone yanked my headphones off my head and they fall on the ground. Cue Karen starting to yell at me. "I've been trying to get your attention for 5 minutes. You shouldn't be listening to music while you work. How can you help customers if you cannot even hear them?" She screeched at me. Now I'm seeing red. If she damaged my headphones, there was going to be hell to pay. I lean down to pick up my headphones and say to this crazy tramp, "Don't you ever ducking touch me, you crazy tramp. I don't ducking work here, you stupid duck. Touch me again, I'll scream so loud the whole store will hear." "Don't you talk to me like that. I am a customer," she said as she grabbed my bicep to haul me to a manager like a child to be punished. So I let her have it. I screamed the loudest scream I could possibly imagine. I actually lost my voice for the next day because of it. It creeped her so bad that she let me go and dropped her purse. Not even 20 seconds later, a manager comes running with the security guy. The manager demanded to be told what was going on. I told him this crazy tramp hit me. She tore my headphones off my head and grabbed me. I feared for my life, a complete embellishment, so I screamed. By now, we have an audience and the manager takes us both and separates us. Luckily for me, a very nice woman was a little further down the aisle and saw the whole thing and told the security guy what happened and backed up my story. The manager asked if I wanted to press charges and I told him no. I just wanted my ice cream and go home. He told me to take it. It was on him. As I was leaving, I saw this crazy tramp getting thrown out by Walmart by security guy and being told to never set foot again in the store. Also, my headphones were okay. If she had damaged my property, I was going to press charges. But since they weren't, I felt the public humiliation was enough. TLDR, lady hits me, so I screamed so loud I couldn't talk the next day. Got free ice cream that helped the sore throat. I just don't get it. What kind of thick-skulled person think it's okay to rip headphones off another person? That's it for today, fellow humans. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys next time.